team. Because if you've been watching any of the score sheets here for Detroit, I mean, everybody has been really kind of beating them up. I mean, the more we talk about this, KD, and like what I was asking you there, what we want to see, obviously the points for this team right now is not really the important thing. But I think as far as a fan and knowing the talent on this team, I'd really like to see them go in there and sweep the Red Wings, get those points, and then see if these guys cowboy up against the schedule that's coming their way.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, I like to see them win. I think, and I've also said this, besides the fact that, it's not about wins and losses. I think that winning does help, especially with this young, group that they have. I mean, you don't want to see them go into that tailspin, like you had mentioned, that we really haven't seen yet. And for these guys to get sort of used to losing or think it's okay to lose, just because they're going through, this rebuild. It'd be nice to have, a nice little run here. Again, goes back to
that would really screw everything up, though, man. Remember we talk about them putting a streak together. Imagine if they run up, like, just for argument's sake, they run up like 7 wins in a row this month. Then what do you do?
Yeah, it would put tremendous pressure on JD and Gordon, to try to find a way to, sign Kreider, and not move some of those guys at the deadline. But I think that JD has a plan. I really do. I think that he's come in here and he said, he wants to be patient with this rebuild. He wants to see it through. So I can't imagine that he does something to deviate, from a plan that he's been sort of going with since he's been here. So I don't see it happening, even if they literally win every game leading up to the deadline, as hard as that would be. And trust me, there'd be plenty of fan outrage. How could you do that? I think they have a plan. They're going to stick to it. I think if they did go on a run, it would be a little bit of sort of, fool's gold there. I don't think it necessarily would mean the Rangers would have any chance of winning a cup this year. Although, we have to see what happened to the Blues last year. I guess anything can happen, but I just don't see that happening. But yeah, that would be funny. That would be interesting.
Me and you would have to leave the house and go to a parade.
I'd almost want it.
We're not ready for that yet.
I'd almost want to see that happen just to see, the complete tire fire on Twitter, the Rangers Twitter, when, they start trading away players in the midst of like a 10-game winning streak or something.
Bring it on, baby, because the show's it'll be a lot of fun, buddy. There's no doubt about it. All right, pal. Well, here we are, episode 17. Well, let's wrap this up here. I mean, I don't know, KD. I mean, do you have a KD Rangers man crush of the week, even during the All-Star? I mean, nothing going on here. You got anything for us this week or what?
My man crush are on the fan bases of the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers for actually having a competent football teams to root for, unlike us New Yorkers who is stuck with the Jets and the Giants. And they'll have their teams in the Super Bowl this weekend. So who do you like this weekend, Paulie?
Well, look, I'm gonna pull for KC and their fan base. I mean, it's just to see them actually get there to the dance first time in 50 years. A lot of respect for Reed as a coach, but for the fan, I mean, 49ers obviously that's a great squad over there. I think if anything, we got a really good we got a good game on tap, which is something to look forward to. And the Patriots aren't in it, so I'm all good with that. And the Seahawks aren't in it, so I'm happy with that too. So. It's there wasn't any major controversy like the Rams-Saints game last year, so we're pretty much, we got two great quarterbacks, two storied franchises, and like I said, I'm pulling for KC. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but that's who I would like to see win. I always like to see a team that hasn't won anything for their fans. Man, they've been cursed. They've been through so much. It's just losing culture. So, hey, you know what? Teams like St. Louis and, even the Cubs there a couple of years ago, some of these big cities that haven't won in years, there's a little bit of trend going on here. So I hope KC pulls it out and wins it for their fans.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's just so fun to watch. So I like to see him, get a Super Bowl. So yeah, I probably would be rooting for Kansas City as well.
Good stuff, man. Let's go out and get some jerseys. I'll meet you on the couch, buddy.
And everybody eat and drink responsibly on Sunday, everybody.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure you're into work nice and early and fresh and everything on Monday.
Goodness, there really should be a national holiday on the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it pretty much is. You know that. Especially in the city. Whoever wins it, forget about it. It's all good stuff. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to Go Rangers Radio. KD, say goodnight to the folks.
Good night, folks.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. And as always, thank you so much for listening. And let's go Rangers!